Yes, good morning, bom dia. I'm very happy to be back in Brazil. I come to Brazil at least 4 or 5 times a year, and I know so many of you, so hello to all the people I know. I recognize a lot of people in the audience. I've been with Discovery for about 15 years. I started in our headquarters in Maryland, and then about 12 years ago, I moved to Miami, where we have the headquarters for Discovery Latin America and U.S. Hispanic. And pretty much when I moved to Miami, we started creating a unit for original production dedicated to production in Latin America. Discovery doesn't have an internal infrastructure like the BBC, so we work with independent production company, and our goal has always been we're going to generate local content with local talent. So we've been always traveling and creating partnership throughout Latin America to identify the best production company that can work with us. And this is the job of my department. Basically, it's to work with the best talented producer in the documentary genre around Latin America. And in the U.S. Hispanic market, we also, in the past 6 years, we started doing also regional production for our channels in Spanish in the U.S., which are 2 channels. One is Discovery en Español and Discovery Familia. And in Latin America, many of you know, we have now 10 brands, starting with Discovery Channel that has more than 26 million subscribers. Then Discovery Kids, the most successful cable channel in Latin America, is #1, ranking around every single territory. Then we have Animal Planet, which is a partnership with the BBC. We have People and Arts, which is our entertainment channel. Very little documentaries, some realities, but the majority are films and dramas. And then we have Discovery Home and Health, a very successful channel among women. It's now number 11 pan-regionally among pay TV. And Discovery Travel and Living. Then we have 3 less distributed channels, which we call the Emerging Network, which is Discovery Civilization, Discovery Science, and Discovery Turbo. All about cars and the making of machines. And then we launched this year in Brazil Discovery HD. So it's a channel totally dedicated to HD programming. So we're actually, with all the production company we're working with, we're starting to ask them to send us the master in HD, because now we're also starting to put all this local commission, local co-production on the channel. We work mainly with the production company in our main territories. We work a lot here in Brazil, Argentina, because of the prices are very competitive, Colombia, Mexico, Chile, and this year we started working with a couple of production companies also in Peru. So we are all over Latin America. Regarding the status of documentaries, maybe this year with the recession, what the evolution of our unit specifically has been co-production. We are more open to do co-production with shorter windows. Discovery used to want to always own everything in perpetuity and in all platforms, but right now we are much more open to co-produce, especially in Latin America. We've been doing very short window type of co-production. And the other thing which is less, I'm less happy about this, it's brand entertainment. We have been very aggressively starting to do a lot of projects with product placement, and that's very common in the US, and it's starting to be extremely common in Latin America also, and ad sales clients are requesting more and more to be integrated in shows and not in the standard commercials. So that has been a challenge for my department, and I hate to say, but almost 35% of the projects we have done this year were initiated by the ad sales, and they had some product placement, and that's where the industry is going.
I just wanted to say that, if she allowed me to do so, Micaela is a very good example of international co-production. She's Italian. She's representing an American broadcaster here in Rio today. To me, that's a very good example of what international co-production is all about. As I was saying, the people that you have to convince are definitely the broadcasters, so you're going to be after them during the course of the week. But the people who will truly share your expertise and their expertise and their know-how, because either they have been broadcaster or they are dealing constantly with the broadcasters, are on the stage right now. A very important lesson for me is that whenever you are seeking partners, whenever you are working on a co-production, international co-production, I always say very often that it takes a force. It really takes a producer from the national country, a producer partner from an international country, your own broadcaster from your country, and an international broadcaster. And very often, if you don't have that foursome, it doesn't quite work the way you want it to go, because there's something which is lopsided. So we will now start with, if you add all these people together, you have a lot of expertise and a lot of know-how on stage right now. Let me start with Bill Nampton, who is the head of History Maker, an event that will take place in January in New York. He's also many other things. I hope he won't give us all the things that he is, because it would take too long, but he will share with us some of his experience. And I would ask each one of you to end with your observation on the state of the union from your standpoint as to where you think documentary is at today.
I organize an event called History Makers. So I have been a producer for many years, and to some extent I'm still producing. Because the sign of a producer, as I said, is somebody who starts with nothing and ends up with something. And I have an event which essentially starts with nothing and ends up with something. It's because it ends up having participants and delegates, and it has sponsors. I also have a board of international broadcasters and producers. And we get together and decide on the program of this 2.5 days and some of them are sponsors. We got together at MIPCOM this year, and everybody went around the room to say what the state of their health was. And the recession was very much with us. It's amazing, actually, how little you feel it on this beach here in Brazil. But from the outside world, the sense of cutback and the sense of trying to survive in difficult times is very palpable. It means a number of things, as was already pointed out. It means that actually co-productions have a special value because everybody has less money, so they are trying to combine in a way that works for them. It also means, which is another kind of an interesting variation, that public broadcasters have more money, and public agencies have more money than commercial broadcasters. It's important to know that at this time, and that going after public money is a very important survival strategy for people like us. The third thing, which is very important to know, and I'm just jumping right to the real about what I see, is that there's a conservatism in terms of what is being commissioned. And last year at my event in New York, we had a session called Why World War II Never Dies. And that's because it's big box office, it's high ratings, it's a sure thing. And after we had that session, this year, we are swamped with World War II. I mean, World War II never dies. It is growing in front of us in terms of the number of stories it generates on our air. I see our friend from Arte nodding, because they've just had this amazing series called Apocalypse, World War II. No, I know you didn't. No, I know that was France television. And I'm not pointing my fingers to blame you. I'm just saying. And actually, Apocalypse is brilliant. It's absolutely spectacular and an amazing use of archives, the